Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here, doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one's for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Check your North Node. And before I started readings today, I had this feeling like in my hands, and it reminded me of when I had the feeling of letting all the good things in my life slip through my fingers. Like everything that's good, I ruin it all. It slips through my hands, and that's actually a great feeling. It doesn't feel good, but it's a feeling that sent me into that parts of me. It sent me into self-discovery. So if you're feeling like this, it's a good sign. I'm here to say that the negative feelings that we try to avoid are often the best indicators of us needing to go within to seek out our own truth. But I'm going to pull some new cards I got. This is the Messages from the Light Oracle deck by Joyce Huntington. So, Spirit, what messages do we have for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Capricorn. All right. And Journey. Capricorn, Sagittarius, I believe, had this one too. Hold on, hold on. And Intention. And I will read from the book because this is a new deck. Even though I've read these cards before, it's just easier for me as I'm learning them to read as the messages. So Journey. The road may wind and dip into deep valleys, but it will rise again. There is no turning back. Keep to your path. Your destination is assured. So, slow and steady wins the race. That's what I also heard on this one for you guys, Cap. You know, being kind to yourself through those valleys. The valleys are areas where we're redirecting and we keep going. And Intention. Let your intention be clear. Desire focused into alignment with higher frequencies will set wheels into motion. And you see that beam of light coming into Buddha's crown chakra and then radiating out through his heart chakra. So this is divine guidance and intention that sets forth into the same existence whence it came. It's coming from the expansion and it's going back in as focused energy through you. You are the antenna that receives the energy and then focuses it back out. As it will come back out into the universe, that's where you get to play. That's where your journey, it's the bubble. I'm being drawn to the bubbles where we get to be the creators of what's in that bubble for you. But knowing that your path, once you align with positivity, hopefulness, appreciation, self-love, humility, truth, align with the light, and then you will become the channeler. And that beam of light also kind of reminds me of this path. Yes, it's a straight beaming light, but the path to get there is winding. So I'm going to pull some tarot and see how much deeper the tarot will take us into this message. Spirit, what other messages do you have for Capricorn? Spirit, what other messages are there for Capricorn here? One more time. All right. So underneath journey, 6 of Cups. And when when my attention got drawn to those bubbles, I mean, how fun and whimsical is it when we were kids blowing bubbles and we could watch them like travel so far, like the sun was going to pop them. And that's the same eagerness, the same childlike wonder that resides in that 6 of Cups. That even as we look back from when we were kids, look at how far we've come and how far we still have to go. There's this excitement and this wonder, this childlike wonder that is involved in all of that. That is so funny. As I'm showing you on the screen, it looks like to me there's almost like this little bubble right here, but then when I turn the card around, it's not there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like from here, as I'm holding this card, it looks like she has a bubble on her third eye. But then when I look at it here, there's just highlights in her hair. So maybe this is a call. I'm going to translate this. My intuition says that to me is recognizing that the expansiveness that comes through opening your third eye chakra it beams right through. It beams right through you. And that we pay too much mind. I still see this little, it's like a little pearl or something, but it's not there. And when I turn the card around, I think it's just the highlights and the way that it looks in the camera. But it looks like there's like pearl right there, like where her third eye would be. But I think it's a call for me to express to you, Capricorn, what we cannot see is often the spice and variety and imagination and creativity of life that we need to reclaim, because that will physically manifest. This king, everything this king wants, he knows how to acquire, and it comes through understanding things that maybe he cannot see. And he understands that there's a required level of imaginative creativity that comes in with this, that the journey is the goal. The goal is to reflect on the journey, not the destination. The destination has already been determined. We're just learning the path, learning the journey. And under intention, the King of Rods. This king goes for what he wants, knows how to get it, is very active and adventurous. But the intention that he has when he sets out is very focused. This king is balanced because he's gone through the unbalanced nature of a king of rods that sends him in places he doesn't want to go. Now he recognizes that beam of light through Buddha that shoots out through his chest is just like the fire that comes from a spiritual path self-realized. Five of Pentacles. And when I look at the Five of Pentacles and the King of Rods, I mean, he does look sad. That face that he has looking down and forlorn, he remembers what it feels like to be without, to be excluded. And he says, no more. I will not exclude myself. I will not exclude my intuition. My intuition is that God speak that comes through me and gives me focus and gives me redirection and keeps me going. No more exclusion of self. And that by in turn leaves no one in his kingdom excluded either. Focused intention. Underlying energy, we have the Eight of Swords. This is relieving, absolutely. Oh my gosh, the next three cards were the Devil and the Sun. And what I just say about the King, he remembers the self-imposed prison that comes from thoughts that keep us in cycles The devil card is those cycles of undesirable results. We have to quit doing things expecting different results. Doing the same things over and over. Doing them harder only gets harder, undesirable results. And recognizing that this self-imposed prison is all compulsive behavior that we can relieve from ourselves by seeking happiness with that same compulsiveness. With the same compulsiveness that kept us restricted, feeling like we can't get out of it, feel like you can't get out of happiness. And being in that self-restricted prison for so long, oh yes you will. It's like backing yourself into a corner, poking a bear. It's painting yourself in a corner. How do you get out of it? By the same tenacity that you go at all these negative, undesirable results, go after your happiness with that same tenacity, Cap. I'm going to pull an advice card from the Chapel of Sacred Mirrors deck by Alex Gray. What advice do we have for Capricorn Spirit? What advice do we have for Capricorn? Get one more shuffle. This is the skeletal system. Death, you smile because victory is yours. No one knows exactly when your mysterious and terrifying grin will interrupt the party of the body. Yet with this tense understanding comes an appreciation for the preciousness of our life. Therefore, given your certainty and gravity, thou art the greatest catalyst for our spiritual maturity. Through compassion for all who face you, and through the urgency you inspire, physical remains of our evolutionary architecture, your elegant scaffolding, long and straight, curved and flattened, upholds my many pounds of flesh, most ingeniously, paradoxically, my bones. Mirror of mortality, contain marrow, root of blood, river of life. And the reflection is of impermanence. So, in this self-imposed prison of thoughts we feel like we can't get out of, in the compulsive behavior that we've painted ourselves into a corner and we feel like this is the only way we can get relief, is to compulsively go at negative things, whether it's, constantly judging other people, constantly judging ourselves, being hard on ourselves and other people, drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, all of the things that keep us bound, tied to this negative, death-like grin that the devil has. That's the impermanence. Recognizing that our life, as fleeting as it is in this meat suit, underneath it all, the marrow, the life-giving, the cycle. As we recognize the impermanence of the things that we go through, of the cycles that we find ourselves in, we are also our own liberator. Our soul is eternal. So while we're here making the best of it, learning the lessons and pulling ourselves into the happiness that our birthright to this happiness is what needs to become the paramount goal. What the journey is the journey to happiness. The intention set is the intention to happiness. What kind of happiness? Childlike wonder, creativity, glee, joy. The same little boy that's on the Six of Cups is the same little boy that's on that horse. So I hope this has helped, Cap. See you next time.